like you
Really, y'all don't know this, y'all in danger. I'm a threat. I'm a gamble with your life, cause you know that it's okay. It's okay. You know I ain't letting up. My foot is on your neck. Take my word for it.
It's 10:30 a.m. We don't serve chicken McNuggets at this time.
Yes, you do.
No, we don't.
Why not?
Because we do.
You know what?
Did you just hiss at me?
I didn't want to just fucking hiss at you.
Hey, get your ass out of the car. What's going on over there?
Don't you fucking run away from me, you fat move.
Man. God, holy shit.
I know. Don't make me assume my ultimate form. I will fuck you up. Wait, I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna wreck you. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. I'm gonna tell you something. You look at the miss.
Ma'am. Whoa. Ma'am. What? Close that shit. Ma'am. God damn. Oh my God. What the fuck is this bitch on? Holy shit.
What's going on? Did she like get burned by her apple pie or something?
Dude, I have no idea.
I know how to fix that.
Wow.
Yo, that chick was gonna go Super Saiyan, bro. What's up? That's how we started off here on the Bleeding Edge, folks. Yeah, that was cool, right? Yeah, that was good. I like that video. She said she was gonna assume her ultimate form at one point there. That's great, dude. That's awesome.
That sounds like some bath salts type shit right there, to be honest.
She said she was gonna eat the guy's face or whatever and like spit it out in the gutter or whatever. That's pretty far out there. So, anyways, folks, this is the MCU's Bleeding Edge live stream, YouTube channel, podcast, and I'm here with frequent guest and longtime comic book collector Jeff. What's going on, Jeff?
What's up? Y'all doing all right?
Yeah, and we've got Tony and we've got Zach from Triggered podcast for the first time. They're the co-host of Triggered. How's it going, guys?
Good. Glad to be on.
Well, it's great to have you on. And we really appreciate you joining us. So I'll tell you, I talked a little bit about Tony and he told me a little bit about Triggered, but real quick, if you want to just, Tony or Zach, either one of you want to talk about just Triggered for a minute and just kind of talk about what the podcast is like, you can go ahead.
Go ahead, Tony.
Oh, you did. Pass that off. I love it, brother. I love it. Yeah, so we actually first started out applying and getting into our local volunteer fire department literally the same exact time, same exact date. Like it was like fate meant to be. And I remember I walked in the firehouse and I saw Zach and he saw me, and it was just like, because we're both veterans, and we looked at each other and we were both like knife hand each other, like, hey guy, like this fucking asshole here. Like we just knew each other right off the rip. And since then, I mean, it's almost been inseparable. So we had thrown some ideas, like just, hey, how you doing? What's your background? What's my background? The whole nine. And I explained to him that, I did motivational speaking on the side on YouTube. He checked out a few of my videos. He's like, dude, what do you think about doing a podcast about veteran stuff? Like stuff that we seen in the military that nobody else could even believe, let alone like live. So we're both like, bet, let's fucking do this. Like uncut, raw, unedited, nothing fancy, Full Metal Jacket shit is easy to do. I hate saying it, that's fluff stuff. Black Hawk Down, great movie, fluff stuff. The real nitty gritty, educate the civilians of how that lifestyle is. And since then, we've been doing it, what now, a year and a
little over a year.
Yeah.
That's great.
Go ahead, finish it up, bro.
Yeah, we so like Tony was saying, we talk about pretty much
anything and everything, go down every rabbit hole imaginable, but we try to educate the public, suicide awareness, mental health issues, what the soldiers go through, not just the ones that seen combat, but ones that, don't know what to do with their life when they're getting out of the military. You lose that brotherhood when you get out. So we try to point them in a direction, get them the help we need, and just keep things rolling.
Okay, so then basically, you guys are on like an inspirational bent, like in a way, and I mean, I think that's really great that you're paying attention to something that needs to be talked about. These are definitely, Tony and I have talked personally about my own struggles with traumatic brain injury and stuff like that, and we have that in common, obviously. But I'll tell you, it's very valuable, I think, what you guys are doing, and I really look forward to having a chance to get on your podcast sometime and bullshit with you guys.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Definitely. And then we could get your side too, your experience and what you're going through also.
Oh, sure. I'd love to. Yeah, we could definitely get into, I'll tell you right now, I have my struggles with mental health. I wouldn't try to pretend that I don't. And I mean, I'm in therapy right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how it is. Like, sometimes you need that kind of like boost, or like you need somebody kind of in your corner just to help you kind of get through some stuff. You know what I mean? And that's kind of where I'm at. So in my recovery and everything, but we're really happy to have you guys on. And what we figured we'd talk about to start off on tonight on the show would be basically like an MCU discussion around what we're going to get in terms of MCU films in 2022, the slate with Doctor Strange 2 and the Multiverse of Madness, Thor 4, Love and Thunder, and of course Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever. And basically what I wanted to start off with was just basically going to you, I guess, probably to you, Zach, first, since you probably have the most MCU knowledge. What do you think out of the three films, out of the three that are out next year, which one do you think will be better out of the three? If it's a simple question, just, do you think Doctor Strange 2 will be like the better film out of the three?
I don't know. What were the other two again?
Black Panther 2 and Thor 4, Love and Thunder.
I think it's a toss-up between Black Panther and Doctor Strange, to be honest with you. I don't know if Thor 4 had its run. You know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say? I think Black Panther 2 is going to be good. I like the first one. I can't wait for the second one to come out. So I'm leaning towards more of the Black Panther.
Well, obviously we lost Chadwick Boseman, unfortunately. So that kind of like, it's a big game changer for Black Panther 2. And Jeff, what do you think? Which one do you think? Who do you think will be the best film out of the three?
Well, all three of them are going to have new people in them. I think the funniest one will probably be Thor, because they always use a lot of sense of humor in Thor. I think Doctor Strange is going to be the most serious one. That's going to have the most revealing stuff, coming up in the MCU. And I think Black Panther will wrap it up at the end. But all three of them are going to have new people in it. I think Black Panther's got Ironheart, so she's going to make a debut in that movie.
Yeah.
Gore the God Butcher, I'm excited to find out how Christian Bale does with that villain, because that villain's really mean. And so I'm curious to see how that goes. Pretty much know what's going to happen. Well, don't really know what's going to happen, but got a good idea what's going to take place in Doctor Strange. So it'd be cool. But yeah, I think the funniest one will probably be Thor. The most serious one will probably be Doctor Strange.
Which one what's going to be the best film out of the three, do you think?
Doctor Strange, to me, will probably be the better one out of the three for right now, because I don't know enough about
no, we don't
Black
know
Panther
enough
2 yet to make a decision on that one.
What do you think, Tony? if I know it's hard to speculate,
Yeah.
but out of those three films,
I'd say best storyline, like kind of like Jeff was saying, like the deepest, more like the real story, like the best watched. Like, wow, this is a great movie. I feel will be Doctor Strange. I think for sales, though, I think Black Panther 2 is going to create more sales, but I don't know if the storyline is going to be as good. But I am definitely excited for Black Panther 2 because when I did see Black Panther 1, like the storyline was amazing. But again, losing him, it's like, to me, like after seeing that, you know, you read the comics and stuff. If there was a person to make that character, he was it. I don't think anyone else could have played that character as well as he did. So losing him, I think, kind of takes away a little bit. But again, with the new characters coming up, I think, again, Doctor Strange, better storyline, maybe possibly better movie. Black Panther, better sales. Now, Thor 4, everyone likes Thor. It's a great movie series, we'll say. But just like Zach said, I think they're almost overplaying it now after having Loki come out. And Loki, again, he's the guy who plays him. I forgot what his name is. He's the only one who could play that.
Tom Hiddleston. Yeah.
Yes. You can't, and I've seen him in other movies. You just look at him and say he's Loki. Like that's just him. So having Thor 4 come out, I think that's going to be. I almost think they're stepping on too many toes in the sense of doing it too many times. I think they need to kind of let it be and ride it out, let it go. But yeah, so definitely. But I do think it's going to be a comedy. I think it's going to be more of a funny type movie. So definitely Doctor Strange, better storyline. Black Panther, better moneymaker. Thor, it's still going to sell out. It's still going to do well, but I don't think it's going to be to a level like we had in the past.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously a lot has changed, you know, since when Endgame came out and everything and whatnot. And like, it's hard to like try to hold anything that comes out right now. They're trying to build up the next MCU, like, you know what I mean? Right Absolutely. Now, you know, like it takes time. People have to understand that you got to be patient, to get down, you know, and have things get to the stakes that they had with Endgame and Infinity War. That took years and years and years to build. But
they're going to introduce Namor too in Black Panther.
They are going to introduce Namor.
Speaking of building up, they've been revealing little bitty things here and there, you know, for that to come up for a while now.
That's right.
So yeah, I forgot about that. Namor is going to pop up in Black Panther too. I forgot about that.
Yeah, his introduction. He's like the Aquaman essentially, Tony, of like the MCU. You know what I mean? Like that's what he does. He's a mutant. He's going to be in Black Panther 2 as like an anti-hero or something like that. He comes from Atlantis, so it'll be our first encounter with Atlantis and everything and whatnot. But it should be pretty interesting. I mean, I'm pretty high on Black Panther 2, and I think that Thor 4 could be really good. Taika Waititi does a really good job with Chris Hemsworth as Thor, and they're going to have Loki back in that too. And I think, you know, and I think that's going to be interesting seeing Loki back, you know, with Thor again. I like Valkyrie with Tessa Thompson's Valkyrie. I like her, but well,
especially after what's happened in the Loki series, you know, that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting. So basically, from there, what I wanted to kind of touch on was, as far as like Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness goes, I don't know, like Zach, are you're familiar with Blade and Ghost Rider and characters like that and everything, right?
Yep.
Okay. So obviously, you know, there's been talk that we might get Ghost Rider potentially maybe in that Doctor Strange film. And kind of like, you know, connecting with Blade, you know, to start off kind of like a monster verse, you know, of the MCU with like Morbius and like, you know, characters like that. So you tell me, I mean, you know, what do you think? Do you like the idea of them bringing Ghost Rider to the MCU and Doctor Strange 2? Would that be something that you'd like to see?
Yeah, I think it's, you know, thinking outside of the box. I always liked Ghost Rider. I think it would be pretty neat to see something different.
Well, Jeff, I know you know all about Ghost Rider, right?
Well, I don't know everything about Ghost Rider, but I know enough.
you know the gist of it, right?
Do what?
You know the gist of it, though. I think.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I think the timing's about right for him to be brought in, and they just announced that. I forgot the guy's name now that was on The Walking Dead that they just cast for Ghost Rider.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I can't remember his name either.
I can't remember his name off the top of my head now. I can't remember his name, but anyway, I know. So yeah, it's speculated that Ghost Rider's going to make his way in there.
It's Norman Reedus.
Yeah, Norman Reedus. That's it, Norman Reedus.
Yeah,
and I think he'll do a great job, as Ghost Rider. But I don't know. It would be. I'm curious. They've kept it hush hush if he is going to be in there, because I haven't found anything, giving any kind of story. So.
Yeah, no, there's just been rumors, basically.
Yeah, unless it's going to be like in a credit scene or something like that, because we know at the end of Eternals we had Blade with Black Knight, so it would be pretty cool to go ahead and bring Ghost Rider in.
I wanted to go ahead and play something, Tony, that I thought that you would really enjoy. So I'm going to go ahead and play this. It's called Marvel Studios Celebrates the Movies, and then we'll talk about it at the end of it. Sure.
I love being with people. It's the most incredible thing in the world.
What are you doing? Oh, this is nice.
That world may change and evolve. But the one thing that will never change, we're all part of one big family. We are Groot. That man next to you, he's your brother. That woman over there, she's your sister.
Higher, further, faster, baby.
That's right.
We're all part of one universe.
Wakanda forever!
That moves ever upward and onward to greater glory.
On your left.
A lot of lives. But I'm done running from my past. We have unfinished business. Who's we? When you love something, you fight for it. We're the ones who changed everything.
So you didn't see that before, right?
No, that's the first time I've ever seen that compilation video.
What'd you think of it?
I love it. I think on like next level shit, like right now where we are, not only as the United States and our regular states, but the world itself, I feel movies in general just bring people together. So I think having those kind of movies all together, the way they grasp that and push it together, it gives the world a hope of, you know, even though they're just the movies, they are really just saying we have to come together as a humanity and as a society and work together. And I think they nailed it right on the dot right there. That was awesome. And the way they compilated them as, you know, it's your brother, it's your sister from different species of all walk, all in
Well,
the
that was Stan Lee, right?
Yes. Yes. Again, another great legend gone. But I mean, he was amazing. But yeah, I mean, just all of that all together right there was amazing. And I'm excited to see a lot of those movies. I really think they're going to do very well in the box office as well as for people themselves.
Because you didn't see Shang-Chi, right? Or you didn't see the Eternal?
I saw a preview of Shang-Chi.
I didn't see either of them.
Seen it. No.
That's what I thought. Did you guys see? Did either one of you guys see Black Widow?
Yes, with Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
No.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so you did see it, Tony?
I did.
That's awesome. Yeah, I thought it was a pretty good movie. That trailer, that little shot that they did for it and everything right there in that video was really cool.
Yeah.
And I love that they ended it with the Fantastic Four. You know what I mean? Like that was really cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. What did you think of that video, Zach?
Oh, I loved it. And well, just to piggyback of what Tony was saying, you know, just the you're my brother, you're my sister, you know, just how it brought everything together, and then showing the fans' reaction of the release date for the Endgame, and their reaction. I mean, it's out of this world.
Did you see Endgame in theaters?
No, I did not.
Oh man, did you see it? Did you at least see it though?
Yes. Oh yeah, I saw it probably 12 or 15 times.
Tony, did you see Endgame?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't see Endgame?
So to piggyback, I recently got in the Army about a year ago. I lie. No, about a year ago. January 31st of 2021 was my last day in the Army. So I was pretty closed off to the world, we'll say. You know, with the military, they only allow you to read certain articles, see certain movies. Like they're very particular the way things are. So trying to get back into civilian life, Zach's been a great help with me with that. Of like, hey, you can walk on the grass, you can do weird shit like that, you know. And my wife's yelling at me too. Of course, my wife is too. Yes, she'll literally push me onto the grass. But it's one of those things that like still just like trying to get out to a movie is like kind of, I can't sit in a dark theater. I can't. So unless it's on to Netflix or something like that, I can't. It's hard to find. But no, I have not seen Endgame yet though. To answer your question.
Oh man.
I heard it was phenomenal, though.
You're missing, yeah, it was, man. You're missing out. You got to watch Endgame at some point, man.
I've heard a lot of tidbits on all sides of it, but
did I see that they're coming out with an Ant-Man 3 or Ant-Man 2?
They are coming out with Ant-Man 3, yeah.
3, awesome.
Quantumania,
cool.
yeah,
awesome.
Yeah,
that looks pretty good.
Yeah,
I saw the first one of that. I know that.
Jeff,
yes, sir.
What are your thoughts on Marvel Studios celebrates the movies?
Oh, I love that thing, man. It fires you up.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
Yeah, it gets you pumped up.
Yeah.
But I'd say you got to run out and get Disney Plus, Zach and Tony. Get hooked up on Disney Plus, man, and you can watch those things all day long.
And you can watch Boba Fett.
Yeah,
I
you can
get
your Star Wars fix on, all that stuff.
Boba Fett's good, man. That's a really good show. I'll tell you right now.
I've heard reviews on it, and it is definitely very interesting. Again, it's hard to find the time for myself, but I definitely would like to jump into that and start watching that show. I think that would be a good show.
Most definitely. So, Jeff, I know you saw Endgame in the theater, right?
Yeah.
I never asked you about that. You and I never discussed that.
Yeah, man. I saw it at I saw it in regular format, and then I saw it in 3D format.
I saw it 3 times in the theater. I saw it with my daughter and my son, and with my sister another time.
Yeah, it was one of those movies that the first time you see it, you see stuff that you remember, but then you're like, I got to go back and watch it again. I got to see more, because there's just so much in it that, you can't get the full of it in the first view. That's what I like about Disney Plus is you can, stop and pause, and I really like that part. But yeah, it was awesome in the theater.
Well, I'll tell you, I was going to actually go ahead and play some Band Maid like that I was showing Tony in the beginning of the show. And I think, Jeff, I've shown you some Band Maid before in the past, haven't I?
Yeah. Yeah, you've sent me some of their videos and stuff.
Yeah, what did you think of them?
Oh, I like them, man. They're cool. I dig it.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you right now, I can't get enough of them. They're unbelievable. So yeah, Zach, if you don't mind, and Tony, when he comes back, I'm gonna throw up some Band Maid, and we can check it out. Change the pace a little bit.
Where is it? Oh. On that.
Dude.
So when you bundle your home and auto, you can save more.
What's a home and auto bundle extrava festus?
That is killer, man. What'd you think about that, Zach?
That the solo for the bass is just.
Oh, I know she tore that bass up.
Holy shit! Reminds me of the bass player from Korn.
They're pretty good, right?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I mean that was just an instrumental, they've got a pretty good lead singer too. Band Maid does. Yeah, they're pretty talented, man. Their lead guitarist is pretty good. The bassist is really good.
Yeah.
So what did you think? Did you like that?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, you should definitely check them out, man. It's Band Maid. What do you think of Band Maid, Jeff?
Oh man, I like it. Yeah, I dig it.
What?
I've liked it since the first time you sent me their stuff.
Yeah, man, they're pretty good, right? I mean, they can definitely play their instruments. Tony, you caught a little bit of Band Maid now twice. What do you think of Band Maid, man?
I've actually when we first talked and you sent me some of our links, I checked them out. I think they're really good. I think they're very, very talented. I'm a huge fan of international music just in general. I personally feel, and again, this is just opinion, American music, especially, I'm going to call it pop stuff, but whatever's on the radio, 90% of it is shit. To be honest with you, it's all trash. So when you get bands like that, like I don't know if you ever heard Alex the Terrible, he's out of Russia. He's heavy metal, death metal, amazing stuff. There's just so many Nightwish, Within Temptation, Unsung, things like that, groups like that who Blackbriar, coming out of like Norway, Denmark, all that stuff. It's just there's such a more fulfilling songs and music than we have in America, and I think a group like that is phenomenal. And I love how it's like all girls, girl power, and they're actually still very skilled musicians. They're not just doing it because, oh, look at me, I'm cute, whatever. They actually can shred really well. I will put them up next to some of the heavier metals, we have in America, like Five Finger Death Punch, Slipknot, things like that. I think they would do just as well.
Most definitely. I really enjoy Band Maid. They've definitely they're like my favorite band right now. But I'll tell you, I really enjoy them live. I think that they sound really great live. Earlier I mentioned that I wanted to look at some articles, and I wanted to get into potentially like the thought of getting into Avengers 5 and like the next Avengers team. And I've got an article here from Screen Rant. Kevin Feige gives an idea for when Avengers 5 will hit theaters. And it basically says that Marvel president Kevin Feige revealed a rough estimate for when Avengers 5 could release in theaters. What began as one of the biggest gambles in Hollywood in history is now one of the most successful film franchises of all time. Blah, blah, blah. Thanks in large part to Feige's guiding hand. So it gets into Feige eventually saying, I think we want there to be a reasonable amount of time from the end game to a start of a new saga, which is already underway and already started. And then you need time, as you did in phase 1, to build that saga before you start bringing everyone together. So with that, what I would basically take from that, and then they just go on basically and talk about how the whole phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3 built up into like Infinity War and Endgame. I think that they're basically like what that tells me is they want to recreate that same formula, where they kind of like, they establish things over the course of they build it up over films and kind of like do origin stories and stuff like that and whatnot, and kind of build things up to where they end up with like some big massive, conflict or whatever. Again, you know what I mean? Whatever, be it Secret Wars or whatever they end up doing. And I think that that's a pretty sensible thing, like way to go. Wouldn't you guys agree? I mean, what they already did in the MCU worked really well. So I don't think, what do you think, Jeff? Would you agree with me that they're basically just going to copy that same formula?
Yeah. Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Right.
No, of course not.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it'll stay the same. They'll use that same formula. I wouldn't see why not.
Except they've got a lot of
worked with them the first time.
Yeah, I mean, they've got a lot of new pieces to figure out right now. They've got to figure out how they're going to do the X-Men and all that. And
Yeah.
they're going to bring the X-Men in at some point here eventually.
But, they probably got all that already figured out, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
I'm sure they probably do. You're right. Because Kevin Feige and his people always have they've always got it mapped out like 4, 5, 6 years down the road. Like that's how they do the MCU, like they plan it out in big chunks. But I mean, I know that, maybe you haven't seen some of the movies and stuff like that, Tony, but do you get where we're going with them wanting to maybe like repeat that same formula that worked for them already?
Absolutely. I mean, the formula is a winning formula for them. I mean, and I remember watching all the way back to X-Men in a cartoon form, in the early 90s. It's a formula that's worked over time. And one great thing about Marvel movies is they can intertwine characters and intertwine stories and still keep it realistic for them, like keep their storylines good. And I think they are trying to build up to this major one. And I would love to see one of these huge, I guess, battles, like a huge blow up of all of, the good versus evil type Marvel from almost all the movies all together into one big battle. I think that would be phenomenal.
Well, whenever you watch Endgame, eventually you'll get to see that.
Yeah. I mean, I know, right? But I think that formula definitely works. And just like Zach said, if it's broke, don't fix it. I mean, it works great for them. Why not keep it? And they do. They're very smart. I mean, these guys who produce the stuff, who write the stories, they're thinking 6, 7 years down the road. They take that big story and then break it down to the mini stories. And that's a winning formula. I mean, that's just a no-brainer on their part. And they should definitely keep doing it that way.
I'm sure you probably would agree, right, Zach?
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, like you said, they have this planned. They've already had it planned in their mind before they even came out with a release date or a potential release date. They have this planned 3, 4, 5 years down the road of when they're going to plug in different characters, different events. So I mean, it's a timeline that can't be altered, I believe, in any way. If it worked the first time, why isn't it not going to work the second time?
No, it's that makes perfect sense to me. And I'll tell you, I think that it's going to be interesting seeing how things play out, how everything all plays out with the X-Men and how the Fantastic Four, how that's all going to play out. I'm really excited about the concept of the Fantastic Four. I think that sounds like a great concept. I want to believe that Marvel Studios can do it the right way and give us like a good Fantastic Four film, because I've never really seen one. So, I mean, at least in my opinion. But I know, Jeff, you like some of the older Fantastic Four films, don't you?
Yeah. I like those first ones from way back.
Yeah,
I didn't like this newest one. I didn't like this last one they did.
Yeah,
I think they destroyed it.
Yeah, that was terrible.
But I mean, for its time, those ones that ran earlier for that time period, they were really good. Now I could see, not supporting them that well, but when they came out, it was really good at that time.
So, Zach, you watched The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, right? And you watched you watched WandaVision.
Yeah.
What did you think of WandaVision? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I liked it. My daughter was with me when I see it, so I couldn't really pay attention. She was 3, so I mean, it's I got to go back and rewatch it. But the parts that I did catch, they were pretty good.
Cool. That's good to hear. Yeah, I really liked WandaVision. We did a ranking on the Bleeding Edge recently, and we ranked all of the MCU releases that came out in 2021. And I picked WandaVision number 1 out of everything that came out. Jeff, where did you put WandaVision on your list?
It was number 2.
Was it 2?
Yeah.
Okay. That's pretty good. I like that. That's pretty solid of you to go with number 2 with that. Obviously, Tony, you unfortunately haven't seen WandaVision yet, right?
I have not. I'll definitely have to check it out, though. It now sounds like it's going to be a pretty hit show.
No, I mean, Hey, believe me, man. I know how it is to have a list, man. I've got a list right now of stuff that I've got to watch. That is like, I mean, like we talked earlier about how we both. I never finished Daredevil. I'm on like season 2 of Daredevil. You watched like a little bit of the first season or whatever.
Yeah,
it's a great show. It really is. It's a really good show. Jeff, you've seen that show, haven't you?
Yeah.
The Daredevil Netflix. Did you watch all of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I got to finish it. I'm in season 2. That was a really good show, though. Tony, what did you think of Daredevil from what you saw of it?
I thought they did a great job. Not only with the actor playing Daredevil himself, but I think the storyline was pretty spot on with the comic books as well. I thought they played the story pretty well, but at the same time, gave it its own twist. It just wasn't like, oh, let's just copy the comic book, like they did with some of these like Wolverine and things like that. They let the storyline and the character play their own story compared to copycatting it right from the book. So I thought so far it's been pretty good.
They had really good hand-to-hand combat.
Yes. The choreographer definitely nailed it out of the park on that one.
Yeah, most definitely. The cinematographer and the fight choreographer and everything and whatnot did a really good job on that show. Zach, you didn't catch any of the Daredevil Netflix, right?
No, I haven't. Nope.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. You got to check that out, man. That Defender stuff is pretty good, dude. Charlie Cox Daredevil is pretty nice. But you saw him in Spider-Man 3, right?
Yes. Yep. Yeah, but I haven't caught the Netflix series yet, so it's on the list like everybody else.
so Jeff, you just saw the Eternals and you really enjoyed it, right? You thought it was one of the best things that happened last year? Yeah,
well, I mean, it had its point. I mean, it had its moments, it had its up and downs in it. It spent a lot of time, like, as Eternals, they should pretty much know where each other's at without having to go search for them. I didn't really like that part of it. It was slow trying to find it. And then, they're looking for everyone all over the world. And it just so happens that Makari is at the ship, waiting for him the whole time. I kind of thought that was kind of goofy, but it was good. The story was good because I understand where they're going with it. The story was real good.
Well, supposedly they're going to do a second one. Supposedly they're going to do a second one.
Yeah. Well, the way they left it hanging, they're going to have to do a second one.
Or something, yeah.
Yeah, because they've got to explain where the other 3 are at now,
Most definitely. Now, I know you guys didn't see you guys didn't see Eternals, right? I didn't think so.
No.
That's okay. Eventually you'll get to it. But I'll tell you. Yeah, one day, right? I'll tell you, we talked earlier a little bit about you guys' podcast and everything and whatnot. And basically, I really didn't have that much to get into tonight, guys. So we've been on for about 45 minutes or so. We'll probably go ahead and call it right around here. If you guys want to go ahead and plug your podcast and just, give everybody out there a chance to have an idea what you guys do with your show. Go ahead. And, again, thanks for coming on and with me and Jeff. I really appreciate it.
No, I appreciate it. We hope we can get on again and talk some more. I like doing this kind of stuff. I might not be up on it like you guys are, but I'm trying. I got out of the military back in 2018. So I've been out for a while, so just trying to catch up on everything.
You're getting there, man. You've got a little bit of ways to go.
Yep. I'm a big Guardian of the Galaxy fan. Triggered Podcast, going on to that. I mean, it's a veteran podcast. Tony and I, military members, both veterans. We're just trying to get the word out. You come on our podcast, you have fun.
Most definitely. I can't wait to come on.
Yeah, it's a good time. We go down some rabbit holes. We go down some deep dark stuff we talk about. But the big thing that I say on the podcast is you always got to check out for your battle buddy. You always got to look out for the person next to you, your neighbor. You never know what somebody's going through. And they're having a rough day, you could send out a text message or give them a phone call. Even though they might not answer or read the text message, at least you made that step to send something out to reach out to them if something ever happened. But it's a fun podcast. We do get creative. We do, you know, we're trying to plug in some contests and stuff like that. So we're working on it. But, you know, just helping civilians understand, helping veterans with whatever they got going on, doesn't matter. Our phone number's on there. You can call me night or day if you have an issue. I'll answer the phone. So,
what do you guys do your podcast? Who do you do your podcast with? Where can people find it?
Yeah, we do Spotify, Anchor, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Apple. What is it called? Apple iStream. I'm horrible with the technology.
Yeah.
I hear you.
We do have Triggered the Podcast. You can go on our Facebook page. You can email us triggered1775@gmail.com. Want to get a hold of us, want to come on the show, you got something to talk about, always reach out. Facebook's big. Triggered the Podcast. I do most of the social media stuff. Tony takes care of the, you know, getting people on the show, getting us on other shows. So he takes care of all that. I'm basically the social media guy, so I'll see all the messages, everything. So
yeah, Instagram, TikTok, a little bit everywhere. But yeah, definitely if you guys need us or want to hop on or even listen, you know, we definitely, Anchor is our big supporter. Which are
well, I'm going to be on there with you hopefully sometime soon, man. I'm trying to get on your show. So
definitely. It'll be a good time. I think you know, there's a lot of people out there that are going through stuff like Zach said. You never really know what someone's going through. And you know, we've literally heard, you know, hey, I listened to your podcast and it really helped me out today. Thank you. So just knowing we can help others out, that helps us out. Like, we're in it to help others. You know, we're not in it to make $1 million, because if we were, well, we're not doing it. So I want to know where those $1 million are.
That's kind of the same reason that like, you know, that me and Jeff are on here doing what we're doing. You know what I mean? Like, we're just trying to, like, you know, make somebody's day better in some way. You know what I mean?
Hey, Tony, Zach, I just sent y'all a request to join on your Facebook page just now.
Yep, too easy. Just did it. That simple. See how quick that is? Boom.
They're all set.
That's awesome. See, there you go. So. Well, all right, y'all guys. Well, listen, Jeff, I really appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, man, no problem, bro.
Thank you for joining me as usual. And guys from Triggered, Tony, Zach, welcome to the Bleeding Edge.
Yes,
and we'll definitely have you guys back on again. So,
yeah, we'd love to be back on.
Y'all tell anybody I'll kill you! I'll kill you! Peanut butter and pretzel.
He kicked his habit back in the joint, now he's back on point.
Here I come!
He's finally home, he's Tyrone.
Yeah, there we go, baby.
I missed that show. Thank you, guys.